All right, hey guys. So, if you don't remember who I am, I almost said I'm Skylar. I'm Hope, and she's Skylar, and together we're Limitless Scope. So, I've been gone for a pretty long time. I would say it's been over a month, if not longer. And in this video, I'm going to explain all of that and get down to the dirt and the business of why I've been gone for so long. So yeah, we're just gonna get right into it because I want this video to be a little shorter, but it's probably not gonna be. So if you hear noises, it's because first of all, I have the window and the door open to ventilate this place because it smells like my bunny in here. And the road is right down here on this side, so you can hear traffic, and then the window's open over here, and some freaky things are happening at this window. So if you hear random music, it's scary. So we're just gonna start off with where I have been. So I've been gone for what seems like a really long time, and I would have to say it's probably Jordy over here. It's been about a month, if not longer. So I was going through some stuff with personal stuff. Excuse me. So I was going through personal stuff, dealing with school and dealing with work. So it was hard for me to manage both of those and still post frequent videos. So I decided the best thing to do was just stop filming and just focus on what I needed to focus on. So I sound like this because I caught a cold. I have not had a cold in a month or so. I mean, I have been it's been a couple of months since I've had a cold, and now I caught a cold. So I'm drinking my ginger ale, and I'm gonna sound a little stuffy. So if the video kind of stops and then picks up again, it's because I stopped the video so I could blow my nose, which is probably what's gonna happen soon. So, yeah, I'm actually gonna do that now. Okay, I'm back. So, dealing with I guess we'll talk about the school stuff first. So I was having some trouble with school. Not with my classes or anything. My classes were going good and fine and everything like that. But I was noticing the amount of money, the amount of debt that I was accumulating seemed unreasonable. It seemed like I was being charged 10 times more than what I should have been. So I decided to look into it and see what was going on, because I was we can't afford this. I went to the school because of the programs and stuff that it offered, and then I was noticing the school would refuse grants. It would say that the university denied some grants, and I was like, why would they? So that's not the university's job. The university, from my understanding, they cannot deny or accept grants because that's your federal aid. Your federal aid does that. So I was sorry, I keep looking over there just to make sure random people don't show up at my house, because that would be really awkward. So I was deciding to look into it because it would say it would say the university, and it would say denied this grant, and then it would say the university accepted this loan. So I was up to over $18,000 of debt just from taking 5 classes at that university. So I was like, yo, I gotta figure something out because I cannot accumulate that much debt that fast. There's got to be something going on that I'm not seeing. So after some research and having my aunt's help, we realized that I was being charged out of state tuition because I had moved, and I had totally forgotten about that. So I was being charged that on top of all this other stuff, and my loan amounts were what was, climbing up there. And I was like, this is too much. I can't do this. I was like, I want to go to school and I want to get a degree, but it just seems like every time I do go to a school, because I went to a previous one, something happened and they just stopped scheduling me for classes because they said I didn't have enough money, but I had enough money in my account for them to take what they needed and still have leftover money. And they just said, nope, you don't have enough money, and they just stopped scheduling me. So then with this university, stuff like that started happening. Like, they would say that I had a late payment of like $6,000. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't have $6,000 to just pay you. So I was getting really overwhelmed and really stressed with school. And I just felt like I was taking one class at a time, finishing that class, starting a new class, taking another class. And at that rate, I would not finish school until like 2027 or somewhere in there. And to already accumulate $18,000 times that by, you know, how many ever years I'm gonna be in school, it was just outrageous. So I decided, you know, I need to look for a new school, or I just need to stop school for a while until I can really thoroughly do my research and find a good school that I want to use and want to do. So because I have done 2 online schools, and I can honestly say, if I do go to a school again, it is going to be, I'm going to go to a school. I'm going to attend that university in person and do classes there, just because I feel like it's easier than doing online, because you got to pay for out of state and this and that, and it was just really overwhelming. And I want to be able to ask my professors right there questions that I have and not have to wait on emails. So that is what I'm going to end up doing if I decide to do that again. So I was having a lot of trouble with school, and that was getting me down, and that was getting me really stressed out. So I decided, you know, I need to drop out. That was the best thing for me, was to just drop out, because I was accumulating so much so fast. And I would try and get a hold of the people at this university to ask them questions. You know, I was trying to get a hold of people from financial aid and from all of this to ask them questions, and that were really important. And I don't know if it's all universities, but this one did this, but where you have to have your student ID code and your password, and then you have to submit a request online. Like, there's not a number you can call. It's an online thing where you submit a request, and then they can set the priority to whatever they want. I mean, you can set the priority to whatever you want, but then they're going to come back through, read your thing, and then they can set the priority to what they want. So every single time I would set the priority to high or medium, and they would go in and change the priority to low. And they wouldn't get back to me for a couple of days, if not more. So I had to get on there multiple times and ask the same question. Or if you asked a question and they responded with a generic answer, because that's what they always do, was they responded with a generic answer, you couldn't respond to them again. You had to submit another request, and it was just really stressful. And every time I was like, I need a number for somebody I can actually call and physically talk to. They never gave me a number. And I emailed them, and that did no good, because she gave me some generic answer and then said that if I had any more questions, I needed, like, this was a physical person. She told me that if I had any more questions, I needed to submit a new request, and they would get back to me in like 3 to 5 business days or whatever. And I was like, I'm done with this. I am done trying to get a hold of people that apparently do not care about their students. And I was just physically done with all the stress I was having at that school, and then trying to get a hold of people, and they just would not respond to me. So that was causing problems, and I didn't want to bring that out in my videos. And it was just hard for me to do school, deal with all of this, deal with all the stuff I was dealing with at work, and then post videos. So I decided to work on school and my work life, and then continue doing videos when I felt the time was right. So the time now is right. I have time now to do videos, because I don't have school anymore. So like I said, I did drop out of that, and I am doing thorough research on what I want to do. So at the same time, on that note, I was going to school for a bachelor's in criminal justice and psychology, because I wanted to have a certain job. And I had a counselor go through it with me and say, yes, what you need for this specific job is this specific degree. So I was like, okay. So I started working towards that degree. And then one of my aunts was like, if you want to do any of that, you need a master's degree. And my counselor never once mentioned anything about that. So I was upset then, because that's even more school, which I don't mind going to school. I like going to school. But with the amount I was accumulating for them, and they weren't going to tell me until last minute, and like, oh, by the way, if you want to have this job, like you mentioned 60 times, you also have to go to school for this, which is another how many ever years. So I was getting really tired of this school, and I needed away from this school. So I will not recommend this school to anybody, just because they did not treat me. And I don't know if they treat other people good. I don't know. I only know how they treated me and how stuff was happening to me. But I need to put this pencil down. But they just were not treating me with respect. In other words, like they would just say, no, you need to submit another request. Like I could not get a hold of anybody. I tried to look up numbers and I would get a number. So one time I did call a number, and the number was an automated person that said, leave your student ID and your password and the last four of your social and a description of what you need help with, and we will have somebody call you back in a day or so, the next business day or whatever. I did that. Nobody called me back for 2 or 3 days. When they did call me back, they were like, so what's the problem? What can I help you with? And I'm like, did you not listen to anything? So I explained it to them, and they were like, oh, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about this. You need to call this number. So I was like, okay. So I called the next number that they said, and that number was like a non-operating number. So then I submitted a request, and that request still has not been responded to, and I'm out of school. So I just was having really bad problems with that school, and decided that it was not meant for me. That God was telling me, nope, this is not your school. No. Which is funny because it's a Christian school, but they were not treating you like a Christian way. They were not working for God. They were working against him, and you could definitely tell. So I was having problems with school. Then on top of that, Jordy's just staring out the door. She's so cute. Then after that, I started having problems at work. So my problems at work included a lot of drama that was going on. And a lot of you know that when I go to work, I literally go there to work and go home. I don't come to make friends. If I make friends, cool. Like at my old job, I made really great friends. Like Skylar and Amber are my best friends, and like I would not be here without them. But I don't intentionally go to work to make friends. I just happen to make friends because I was with them every single day. So, you know, you have to get along, and we ended up finding we had a lot of stuff in common. My bunny is going crazy. 1 minute. All right. Ow, I just hit my knee. Sorry, the bunny was going off because Erin forgot to put the water bottle back in the cage for the bunny, so she was thirsty. And the lighting changed because I closed the door, because I think that's not, the wind and all that stuff out there is not helping with my sickness, so it's just making my nose run even more. But so with work, I was running into problems. Like when I first started at work, I knew nobody, absolutely nobody. I just came there, I did my job, and I went home. Erin and I, you know, we would leave for lunch just because, I mean, we don't live anywhere close to the store, but we would like eat in the car, or we would go somewhere or whatnot, because I did not feel comfortable eating in the store because I didn't know anyone and I felt weird. She's still going crazy. So we finally started, we would just go to work, do our job, and go home. And management started noticing how good we worked, and they started saying things in front of other people like, your guys' work ethic is so good, it's so refreshing to see. And they would say that in front of other associates, and that would make those other associates mad. And I think that's why these associates decided to kind of do what they did. It was like my first month there, and I had a rumor started about me that I was cheating on Aaron. Yeah, that was the first rumor, is that I was cheating on Aaron. So anybody that knows me knows I would never do that. I would not move 1,800 miles away just to do something like that. Like, that makes no sense, and I would not do that. And I would never do that anyways, but they said that I was doing that. So I still, not knowing anybody, had people coming up to me asking me if I was Hope. And I would say yeah. And they would ask me if I was cheating on my husband. And at first it was starting to get to me, because I was like, I don't even know these people. Where is this coming from? So I found out who had started the rumor, and it was somebody in apparel. And so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna ignore it and it'll go away. Because, I didn't want to go to management, because I still did not know how management was. Like, at my old store, if I would have went to management, I feel like they would have just brushed it off. So I didn't know if this store would do the same thing. So I did not go to them, because I did not think that they would have my back, because I hadn't been there that long, so they didn't really know me. But anyways, something like that should be taken seriously, whether or not you've been there long enough, but a lot of stores work differently, so I didn't go. So then it was a couple weeks later. It had kind of died down, and I think that's why this person started a new one, saying that I was cheating on Aaron with her fiance. Now, in what universe would you start a rumor about your own fiance? Why would you do that? So this time it was making me mad, because I was like, first of all, you are now butting into my personal life. Like, obviously Aaron knew that nothing was going on, because nothing is going on. We spend 24/7 together. Like, this is the only time we're not together, and that's because he's with his dad right now, working on his dad's vehicle, and I'm here sick, drinking my ginger ale, filming a video. So yes, when do I ever have time? So I was very upset about that. And I had people telling me, don't let it get to you, don't let it get to you, don't let it get to you. But it was getting to me, because when somebody starts a rumor about you and you have just moved to this place, it's gonna get to you. Like, if I had lived here my whole life, I wouldn't really mind, because there would be people who knew that that was not true. But I had just moved here, and so people were thinking this of me, and they were treating me from the beginning. They were treating me differently, and I hated it. And I was completely miserable. And there was one day I told Aaron that I wanted to quit, and I had this huge breakdown, and I was like crying, and I was about ready to scream, and I told him I wanted to quit. So he told me if I really wanted to quit, then I could quit. But I felt bad, because me being that person, I don't want to leave him to suffer alone, and I don't want to stay home all day and do nothing for him to come home. And I feel bad, so I'm like, I'm gonna suffer through, it'll be fine. So I finally went to management about that one, and I told management, like, I will either leave apparel or I will transfer to a different store if this does not get resolved, because I was like, this is ridiculous. And by that time, some managers in apparel had really started to like me because of the way I worked. So they were like, no, we're gonna fix this. So they got it somewhat fixed. I don't know if that same girl has started any more rumors. I have not heard anything, because people at that store now know who Aaron and I are, and they know that nothing like that would ever happen. So it's nice when you have people who know that that's not what's going on, but at the same time, it sucks when people do think that, because there are still some people at that store that give me dirty looks, and there's nothing I can do, because I'm not going to go up to them and be like, so I know you heard this, but it's not true. I'm not going to waste my time, because I'm not there to make friends. If people don't like me, they don't like me. If they want to say stuff that's not true, they're going to say stuff that's not true. They're just going to get in life what's coming to them. So, sorry, all this talking was making me thirsty. So, sorry. So that was causing me to be depressed. So I started getting very depressed. And I was also sad because, you know, everything I had known had been taken away because we'd moved. So I was starting to get very depressed and overwhelmed, and I was just like freaking out for no reason. Like I would snap on Aaron for no reason. Like it was all stuff that I was dealing with, but I was pushing it down so much that I was just coming out at horrible times, and I was taking it out on him, and I felt horrible, and there was nothing I could do to change it, because I would say things that I did not mean just because I was feeling bad about myself and I was depressed. So I started working on me a little more, and so that's another reason I had to leave YouTube, was because I needed to work on me. I needed to figure out what was going on with me. And then I was gonna come back once I started to figure that out, but then more stuff happened at work, which I was working in apparel, and people in apparel were just treating me like crap. They were making me do work all by myself, and I was getting tired of it because I had part-time apparel hours and I had part-time Cap 2 hours. And so sometimes they would pull me from apparel to Cap 2, and the apparel people wouldn't like it. So they started treating me differently, and they started not helping me with work and leaving me to do all the freight by myself. So I was finally fed up with it. And I remember they were mad about something, and they're still mad about something. Like they won't talk to me, but they were so mad that he would not, like one person in apparel would not look at me at all. Like he completely ignored me and made me do a pallet of diapers myself, and I was like, I'm not playing this drama game. If you're not going to do your job, then I'm going to leave. So I left and went to Cap 2 that day, and they started treating me like crap again, and I was having more breakdowns, and I was like, I literally got to the locker to go to lunch, and I just started crying. I was just breaking down crying because I am a person that takes things to heart. I always have. Like, even when people say don't take it to heart, I take it to heart because that's just the kind of person I am. And I was like, I need out. I need out. Otherwise, I'm just going to quit. And I need out. So the next day, the store manager, because I have one assistant like on my side, like he has got my back. I don't know what I would do without him. But he had been going to the store manager, kind of telling him what was going on, because I still did not feel comfortable going to the store manager after my previous store's experiences. So he had gone to them, and he had just kept going and kept going and kept going. And so finally, the store manager called me in his office, and I was like, crap, what did I do this time? Like, I must have done something. And he told me that there was no more hours in apparel, which meant I could not work over there because I'm full-time and he did not have hours to give me. So he asked me if I wanted to move to full-time Cap 2. And I was like, before he could like even get it out, I said yes, because I needed out of apparel because of the way they were treating me, and I needed away from the drama. And it's better for Aaron and I because now we work on the same team, the same shift, the same days off, like always. So it really helped and really worked. And so after I moved to Cap 2, which it's been about a week or two, I've started feeling a lot better. My depression's kind of gone away. And I'm just feeling better. So I can finally come back on here and make a video for you guys and just tell you like where I've been. And like, I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with where I've been or asking where I've been, but that's where I've been. I was going through a lot of stuff, and I didn't want to make it shown on videos. Like, I didn't want to act all happy and then after the camera's off, like, just be miserable. So I needed to really work on me, which I have. But I can honestly say, like, if you're going through something, it's a lot easier if you work on it with somebody else. Like, I have Aaron, and it really helps me if I'm feeling down. I can just go to him with all my problems and say, like, this is what I'm feeling. this is what's going on. I need help. And it's really helpful. So if you need somebody, definitely get somebody. And I'm sorry that, of course, this is me coming back to YouTube has got to be me being sick. And I know I look like a mess in my hair. You probably like noticed this from the very beginning. It's braided, and it's in a bun, but no, because we just got back from church and got back from eating. And so yeah, and I decided I needed to film this video because I'm ready to get back out there. And I've been filming other videos too, so those are coming too. I just really, before I posted any other video, I wanted this one to go up first so that you guys could kind of see where I've been, see where I'm coming from, so that you guys know. So I know I sound pretty bad and you guys might be annoyed with my voice because of how nasally I am, and I do apologize for that. I did not know I was going to get sick. I do not like being sick. I really don't like it at all, but it happens and there's not much you can do about it. So I just wanted to say thank you all for your patience and your continued support. And I have only seen great things from this channel since I've been gone. Skylar has done a lot to uphold this channel, and I am very grateful for that and very thankful for that. Skylar is going through school now, so I don't know if she will be posting every Wednesday like she has been in the past, because I can tell you from personal experience, going to school and working full-time is very hard. So trying to do weekly videos on top of that is very, very hard. So I get where she's coming from. Like if she misses days, I know exactly why, because I've been there before and that has happened. Like she would text me on days that I was supposed to post a video and she'd be like, "Where's your video at?" And I was like, crap, I was worrying so much about school and about work and about all my home life stuff that I wasn't posting videos. So I would just come up with videos like on the spot. So if there's like random videos, like there's one like college video in there that was literally just me talking about college stuff because I had nothing else to do because it was on such short notice and the video had to go up. So she has been doing really great and I'm really appreciative for her. She has done, Bunny, knock it off. She has done some great things with this channel. She's brought in a lot of new people and that is really exciting. So I am thankful for her. So I'm gonna give her a little clap, little round of applause, because she is like YouTuber of the months because I was gone. So now it's a competition to see who's better. Just kidding. But as you all know, we intentionally created this channel so that we could see each other's daily lives. So for her not seeing me on here, I don't know how it's really been for her, but I can honestly tell you that I needed a break and it was a nice refreshing break, and now I'm back. So I hope in my next video I'm not going to be sick because that would be a drag, but I do have some exciting things coming forward. I have some more announcements that will happen in different videos, not this video, but they will happen in a future video. So definitely stay tuned for those if you want to know what the announcements are. And yeah, so I never know how to end videos. I just kind of drag them out. So I will see you guys in my next video. And if you don't see me, definitely check out Skylar's videos, or you can go back through our channel and check out our previous videos if you would like to see them. So I hope you guys have an amazing Sunday. Well, an amazing rest of your Sunday, and I will see you guys next Sunday. Bye.